Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here on the channel with me, Arne Huschenbeth. Today we're playing Mono Blue Tempo in Standard with a brand new card. Actually, never mind. It's not that brand new. Just me being 3 weeks gone from Magic right after the release of Brothers War. For me, the Brothers War cards are kind of new, so... but it's not brand new. No, I'm talking about Flow of Knowledge. We already saw Lay Down Arms, the 1-mana white removal spell, doing some real damage or, support for the white decks. And this is the blue one out of the cycle. For 5 mana, you have an instant here. Draw a card for each island you control, then discard 2 cards. Which at 5 mana and 5 islands in play means draw 5, discard 2. At the stage of 5 mana in play, you don't need extra lands, so if you draw any lands there, you can just discard those lands. Basically, get 5 new cards, discard 2 lands. It's a really powerful effect. And then as long as the game scales on, it's gonna be crazy. Like draw 7, discard 2 when you have 7 lands in play. Yeah, and what deck better to abuse Flow of Knowledge than a cheap, lean, mono blue tempo deck? Here we have a deck, right, that's playing cheap counter spells, Fading Hope, Consider Spell Pierce, and then Haughty Djinn to make the spells cheaper works perfectly with a big card draw spell to, just draw you back into the game. If you've used your counter spells early, played some spells here and there, and then boom, Flow of Knowledge in the late game is just always going to keep the juice flowing. That's the thought behind it. I don't quite know if it's... I mean, I've already played some games, but, it's uncertain still where this card fits. If it is actually a great addition for the stack, or if maybe it's a bit too clunky. Although with Haughty Djinn, you can already play it on turn 4 if you want to. We'll see. And this is what the video is there to try and find out. And otherwise, I mean, Mono Blue, people and I have in the past already done videos on the deck. It's a very cheap deck, right? There's only 1 rare in the main that you have to craft for the deck. Some lists play Otavara, which is another rare. Okay, fine. So I guess we could talk about Otavara. I'm not playing it because I think with First for Discovery wanting you to have basic lands and Flow wanting you to have islands, that's enough reason to ditch the Otavara for an island. Yeah. So anyways, like, this is a very cheap deck to craft, so hey, highly recommend. It's very powerful too. And yeah, the rest of the deck pretty straightforward. We got some counter magic, we got spell pierces, fading hopes, etc. Please nobody ask me why I'm not playing Essence Capture. Haughty Djinn has an effect. It makes spells cheaper. Essence Capture can't be cheapened. Anyways, we got that out of the way. Let's talk about the sideboard real quick. Another spell pierce, some witness protection against annoying creatures. Pithing Needle, really good against unlicensors, Reckoner Bankbuster, Liliana of the Veil, whatever it may be. Some stowaways in the sideboard to have an extra threat against like a control deck, against a slower deck. Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Scatter Ray. I mean, those are pretty self-explanatory. Cemetery Illuminator is down here as a 2-off. It gives you some graveyard interaction against decks that rely on a graveyard. And it is also a card that can be quite good to just, protect the queen style. Protect the Cemetery Illuminator and then draw some extra cards by exiling instants and then finding all your instants, etc. And yeah, there's that. Invoke the Winds, 2-off in the sideboard. We've came to be used to that, right? Invoke the Winds is just incredibly good against any like Shieldreds, Out Dawn Sky, Sanctuary Warden, whatever it may be. And we're playing mono blue, so of course we're playing Invoke the Winds. Alright, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Alright. It is. Play first. Ooh, interesting. We're missing some lands here. We do have a pretty solid base of answers. I think I'm going to keep, although it's not the most optimal hand. It's a bit better on the draw, this hand for sure. I hope my opponent just plays into my counter magic. Rockfell Vale. Okay. Junt. Spell Pierce that. Good game, they say already. Alright. I'll just give him the good game back. I suppose it could mean, like, let's have a good game, right? Interesting. Essence Scatter or Make Disappear, huh? Good game, good game, good game. I'll go with the Essence Scatter. All the counter spells in the world. Now I go with Make Disappear. Graveyard Trespasser is one of the most annoying cards for this deck to face. I'm not gonna tap out here for the Djinn. I think it's a bit risky. Yeah, still too risky for me. I just tap out and they're gonna invoke to spare me. My opponent, just mute him. I drew 3 Graveyard Trespass. It's literally the worst cast for my deck, but I have 3 answers for it. It's kind of funny. Alright. Okay, just pass again. Opponent not making land drop makes me think they're sitting on removal. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. It's literally like the best card against my deck, besides Unlicensed Terrors. And they just drew it 4 times. How insane is that? Alright, anyways. We gotta make do. Awkward. Awkward. Awkward, awkward. Kinda need the land, huh? I was really hoping to find like 2 lands there. Yeah, I mean... What do I discard though? Fading Hope Djinn? Fading Hope, Fading Hope? Keep the Djinns. Djinn's pretty big here. Opponent likely has like a Go for the Throat sitting in the hand. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think I'll just discard the Fading Hopes. I want to keep the flow to have, you know... Well, I didn't need to keep the flow then, I guess. Okay, they don't have Go for the Throat. That's good news. So I hope they have some clunky removal like Invoke or Unleash the Inferno. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I really wish I had the Fading Hope for the Vampire now. Well, that is... That works, I suppose. Huh. I'm going to Fading Hope this, attack the Sorin, keep the island, and play another Djinn.
Know that I will not abandon my quest.
Maybe my, I don't know, my arena sounds might be a bit too loud. Turn it down a bit. Attack. What? Okay. No. What is this? What is this? I'll just block. Okay. That's fine. Good. Good haymaker. Actually, I think I'm gonna discard Spell Pierce Island here, yeah. Alright, and now maybe I'll look for a terror. Kinda wanna... Oh. Nice. Just play it. Opponent had priority? No, no. I'll just block. I'll just grind my way through these rhinos now. Oof. Okay. Alright. Yikes. Good old draw 7, why not? Fading Hope is nice. I'm wondering, what do I want to keep? I will... I have so many cards. Like, this is going to draw me infinite. I really want to make land drops. I'm already at 23 cards. I think I'm going to discard this, actually. I could also discard, like, Consider. No, I think I'm good. Alright, so now I'll just pass. Well, the question, I guess, I have to discard more cards, don't I? Okay, I guess. Like, I want to keep up Negate, but... Should I just keep up Negate? Just discard Impulse, Consider something, or like Island Impulse. Keep up Negate, take 9. Bounce this end of turn. This is a 13 powered creature. Take 9, is that a good idea? I have a lot of terrors left in my deck. Like 3 of them, 23 cards. Just don't want anything nasty to resolve. Keep up my Negate for another turn. Good choice, good choice. Alright. Can I get this up to 26? Yeah. Maybe. Oh gosh, this could be free spells. Up to 18, 19, 20, 21. It's a lot. 26, 11 more spells in the bin is a lot. Alright, my opponent just decided to not play on anymore. Sad, but okay. I thought we had a pretty good game. I mean, Mono Blue Tempo is a deck that, you know, some people just don't like playing against. Oh, it's so annoying. They play blue cards, they counter my stuff. I want to be a big crybaby about it and just concede. Yeah, sure, do that. I mean, if that serves your life. It was a cool game. I mean, I guess we countered a lot of things, and they were just like, "Man, this sucks." I mean, they weren't even losing. Anyways, I mean, they were losing, but they didn't know they were losing. Let's move on. Those are some sweet-looking sleeves. What is this? What is that? A bear? A monkey? A human wearing a bear? Or monkey mask? This hand's a bit do nothing. Lands and control spells. But we will draw into our stuff, right? Impulse is gonna find us some things. Haunted Ridge. Swamp. Blood type harvester. Okay. Make this appear, I guess? Yeah. Get some interaction there. Essence Scatter, alright. I don't see much reason to not just Fading Hope this Blood Type Harvester immediately. I guess Fable, but I have a Make Disappear for a Fable. Like, Fading Hope is good against Chapter 1, right? I'm gonna keep that. I need 5 lands. Interesting. You know, they could have Sorin, Invoke Despair. I think I'll keep my Make Disappear here. Early in the game, I kinda like it. Is it just Grixis, huh? It's gonna be a good matchup to play and to see how Flow of Knowledge does here. Corpse Appraiser. Regular Backbuster, alright. I think I'm gonna respond to that. I don't want to get Make Disappeared. Interesting. 4 cards they have. Just do it like this. Pass. Yep. Good one. Maybe I should have kept the Spell Pierce though. Discarded like first for discovery. Consider. They did not attack me because they. Interesting. You know what? This stage of the game, I'm just gonna keep that. I really want to pin down my opponent's mana. I have so much card draw. I'm gonna have infinite cards this game. Like, Flow of Knowledge is gonna draw me like 8 cards. I'm not gonna ever run out of cards, so I think I can keep a card like Spell Pierce. Fable. This is sort of what I'm talking about. I can just like pin down my opponent's mana here. They just leave. Okay, great. Also, really good news for me. Why though? I don't get it. Interesting. I really want to make land drops of Flow in my hand. Maybe I'll just discard Consider first. I mean, I'm gonna draw 7 new cards. Actually, am I the control player here? Am I supposed to stay back? Maybe I am. I mean, my opponent has 7 power hitting me next turn. If I cast Flow here, I'm gonna draw 7, go up to 10 cards, discard 2. I basically go up 4 cards. I think I'll chill. Make Disappear will be able to counter Flow now. Sacking the 1/1. But, like, imagine I do that and then they Invoke Despair me or something like that. That wouldn't be pretty. 6 cards. And, like, I mean, if they have Invoke Despair and Make Despair, right? I have 1 Negate for 1 Invoke Despair, but if they have, then they would have gotten me. It's a close call, because now I might never get the opportunity to cast Flow. Yeah. Do I want to negate that? Bloodfill case. Well, budget Grixis. You want to bite? No? No bite? Interesting. At this point, I'm suspecting my opponent doesn't even have make disappear. Like, I would have... You know, I have 7 lands at play. What are they expecting to counter? So now if I cast Flow of Knowledge and they have Make Disappear, that would be rough. But I guess they're just gonna make disappear for 1, right? And then I can make it disappear back. Alright, they don't have it. That's also good. I'll just cut some lands. And I'll let that happen. 4 cards on my opponent. Oh, sorry about that. Good fading out my own creature. I mean, if I don't, I'm not gonna have any counterspell up anyways. I need some terrors. They're gonna invoke me and hit me for like 7. I go down to 9. That wouldn't be great. If it's just that, I'm cool. Okay, I could have played that for 7. Oh, the Terror is holding the fort. I mean, playing the long game would never work against Grixis with Mono Blue, I feel like, without Flow of Knowledge. We've drawn a lot of cards with that one. Okay, they're just flooding a bit. 2 lands. This doesn't have Menace Lifelink, yeah, no Death Touch. That's a bit problematic. So, I have a Negate in my deck, or 2, right? I have 2 Negates. This digs me 9 cards deep. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of cards. 2 Negates, 9 cards, 23 cards left. If I go Impulse, I could find literally nothing else besides Negate. So I'm just gonna do this. Gotta be careful to not deck myself at some point. There's my Negate. Discard island and island. Negate. Okay. Gonna attack with that. Interesting. Maybe it's like, what do you have? I don't know. Maybe just want to gain free life. Not gonna tap out here. I have 14 cards left in my deck. Am I able to get 8 more spells in my graveyard? I find that unlikely. But I guess there's no real cost Does that have so much mana? To just play one impulse. Maybe I'll find like a first for discovery. Discard. So this is gonna be one more spell. 19. First can discard 2, make disappear. And itself, it's 3 more, 5 more, 22. Then I need 3 more spells. You know what, like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I think I'm much more in for triple terror this turn. I just see it hard for me to imagine that I can actually deal 25 there. And I don't need to. Like, I really don't need to. Triple terror. 4 terror in play. Let's go. Low of knowledge. Yikes. Draw 9. Jesus. This is good. That was really good. Corpse Appraiser. Hell no. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Grixis usually doesn't have the unlicensors. Fading Hope is like, eh. I like Negate, number 4 here. And Spell Pierce ain't crazy either. At least, like, I think it's a bit better than Make Disappear on the draw because you can snatch a Wreck and a Bankbuster. I think Stowaway is kind of weak. And yeah, I mean, Disdainful Stroke just doesn't have enough targets. Yeah, I think this is reasonable how I have it. Essence Scatter is like fine. Maybe they have Shieldred. Fading Hope's like fine. I mean, Fading Hope might be worse than Make Disappear. I think Fading Hope's like okay though. Especially when you're on a draw. Needle's also like reasonable against Bankbuster, but it's just Bankbuster. If they don't draw it, it's like, eh. I would just board 1 Needle, I think. If they have hers post-board, I'll definitely bring in both Needles. But I think Grixis players usually don't play hers. Grixis kind of has a lot of that removal for Mono Blue Tempo. They usually play like raids in high numbers these days. And then they also have cut downs potentially. That's a lot of dead cards against Tempo. Mono Blue Tempo. Also, like, a good reason to not play Delve of Secrets, because then you would enable those removal spells. And you really wouldn't want that. No Harvester turn 2 is a very nice sight. Yeah, I mean, this tempo deck, it's not really a tempo deck. It's kind of like a control deck almost, right? That has these hyper-efficient kill conditions. I think I'm okay with them countering this one. They're probably gonna do it, no? Okay. Are they just sitting on a bunch of removal? If they're just sitting on a bunch of removal, Flow of Knowledge is gonna kill them. The long way. The long, grindy way. Fable. I see, I see, I see. Terror. Pass the turn, pass the turn. Oh, wow. makes me think they have more than just one. I'll play Terror. Negate was a nice draw. If I wouldn't have drawn Negate, I would have flowed. And if I find a Spell Pierce, I would just play Island Spell Pierce. I'm gonna flow. One island can go. Maybe the Impulse. Man. I mean, maybe you don't want 4 flow. Maybe 3 flow is enough. Oh, it's just a free? Oof. What's in their hand? Jesus Christ, just a bunch of Corpse Appraisers? Smash. Don't tell me you are going to disconnect on me too. Are you serious? Why? Just a bunch of salty boys on the ladder right now. What? I hate losing against mono blue. Oh my god, it sucks. No. All right. All right, I'll judge too early there. Sorry. I really like what Flow of Knowledge does, though. Gives the deck an entirely different angle. Like, First for Discovery was the card advantage you had, but I mean, it's just a 2-for-1 after all. So, the card advantage you had from Mono Blue was that you didn't need lands, right? So you're playing a low land count. And First for Discovery also gets rid of lands, and you like draw 3 new cards with that. So yeah, that card was decent. But I mean, Grixis and these mid-range decks, they can grind through 1 or 2 First for Discoveries. Really, like they have so much card advantage, especially Bankbuster. So the Flow of Knowledge just gives you like it's incredible late game all of a sudden. You just can't, like, it's very hard for you to lose the late game against these slow mid-range decks if you have Flow of Knowledge. You just gotta make sure that don't resolve a Fable on turn 3, right? You always gotta make sure of that. You're gonna be okay. I've had some pretty good openers so far. New sleeves, Tolarian Academy or something like that. Tolaria Vest, I don't know. Hello. Swamp. Nika. Some hope is fading here. Oof. Definitely a no. Ah. Ah. Why is everybody on the Trespasser? Stop it. Yikes. I guess I'll discard that. Do I bounce this and play a Terror? Rough. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh, bouncing a Trespass is just the worst feeling in the world. But how do I get into this game, you know? I can just play a Djinn and pass. Keep up these fading hopes. I'll lose tempo if they... Oh, yeah. Hmm. Ouch. Ouch.
Tend to regret it.
Yeah, Mono Black's probably the worst matchup. This deck could ever face. They have a cut down. Oh, come on. Brutal.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I don't want an 0-4. No, thank you. I guess I'm glad I didn't go for the Fading Hope Bounce Trespasser line last turn, because then I would have lost to that Liliana hardcore. Like, I would have just got told. Like, my Terror would have just, you know. But I mean, this ain't looking good either. They probably will block. They have to. No? If you don't block... I think I'm dead. Like this mono black deck, if they draw well against you... Yikes. I'm just gonna concede. Like, I'm not gonna play against this. This is just the worst matchup in the entire format for mono blue. Flow of Knowledge might help, but the problem is that the mono black deck is kinda aggressive too. So I probably need the Needles because they have Hearses. And Liliana is a good name as well. And Bankbuster if they have it. I like Stroke. I'm not the biggest fan of Fading Hope, but you kinda need it. Maybe not on a play. Scatter Ray I should probably have. Disdainful Stroke is like reasonable. Invoke the Winds is also reasonable. Stealing a Shieldred. Gonna shave it first for an Invoke. Maybe just kick out the Spell Pierce altogether. Because they have to rest, it makes these type of effects a bit worse. I'll just play both Invokes, I guess. Just have the ultimate late game. Make your land drops draw flow. Try to play control, I guess that's the game plan here. Have answers for their threats. I don't think that's a good hand. 5 lands is just a bit much. If I draw any more lands with these considers. Okay. Interesting. Maybe the Impulse? Maybe the Terror? I feel like my threats are actually not that good. I feel like the way I win is via gaining a bunch of cards with flow and then playing a bunch of threats in one turn. Interesting. I think I keep that. I think I keep it. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that people still play mono black, but it has, I guess, a similar stuff going on than the mono blue deck. It's a cheap deck, right? Like, it's not cheap to build, but like cheaper than Grixis or Esper, right? These really rare intensive decks. This is getting a bit painful. I don't think I can let him have that. I really need to make land drops. Unfortunately, I have to play my impulse there for a land. If they go just 1, 2, 3, I mean... Okay. GG, I guess. Let's just move on. Call me a quitter, but this is just too rough. Like, honestly, if you play with mono blue and you get paired against mono black, yeah, it's really like, it feels like an 80-20 matchup, honestly. And there's not much you can do, really, for the mono blue side. Just the mono black that's just perfectly built. It has cheap creatures, like aggression, and then it has Liliana of the Veil, like one of the worst cards. It has Graveyard Trespass, and it has removal, go for the throat. It has Shieldred, like absolute nightmare. That thing ever sticks. And then Postboard has like Unlicensed Heroes and 4 Duress. Duress is like, yep, take a look. Okay, you got a counter. I'll take that counter. I'll play my thing. It's just absolute nightmarish. Like if you would play against a mono black control war deck, like a deck that doesn't play Tenacious Underdog, Evolved Sleeper, those type of things, at least you could outgrind more with Flow of Knowledge, gain that time. But that mono black deck is just like, it's like pre-board. It's built to beat mono blue, really. That's how it feels playing against it. And then if it draws well, forget it. But of course, in a tournament setting, I would never concede in that situation. I would always play it out, but that just felt like bye-bye, whatever. Just felt like I lost. Snap. Alright, now we just... Should I play the island, actually? So if I draw first for Discovery, it's better to keep the island. I mean, I could draw into an island with first. I think it's better to play the island with Flow of Knowledge in my deck. So you just want... If I draw a Flow, I want to play it and then play a land too. Boom! Spell pierce that. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. Okay. Alright. We literally had an counter for every spell my opponent played this game. Woo! Someone's gotta be frustrated. Sure. Go for the throat, my Djinn. Chump block my guy. Okay. Cool. Negate comes in. Spell Pierce comes in. Make disappear. Fading Hope. 2 free copies. 2 copies. 3 copies. Invoke. Pithing Needle. Play a Needle. This is what I did last time, right? Then I'll make disappear. Yeah, like the most important things against Grixis are really the non-creature things. I feel like Bankbuster, Fable, Invoke Despair. So you want to have your Spell Piercers, you want to have your Negates. And then, of course, you still have the Essence Scatters in some numbers and Fading Hopes in case something goes wrong on the creature side. But Grixis, I mean, they always play 8 creatures and then they play maybe Shieldred, maybe not Shieldred at all, and play Planeswalkers instead. Or I guess like Wandering Minds. So they really, roundabout on average, maybe a Grixis list has like 10 creatures. So you don't want to have like too many effects against creatures. No counter spells at all. It's kind of dicey. But I mean, I can't really mulligan this hand. Interesting. I could Fading Hope the Blood type. I think I should just try to dig towards a counterspell though. I don't need that right now. No counterspell is not good. If they've Slam Fable, I'm in trouble. No Fable, good. Interesting. I don't want any more expensive card draw. So it's consider a Fading Hope. I think I'm gonna take the Fading Hope actually. Those are the only 2 Fading Hopes in my deck, by the way. One is certainly gonna get used on this blood type at some point. Maybe at the end of turn. At the end of the next turn. My opponent didn't play anything. They're thinking. Maybe they have a Shieldred? No? So if I first here, so they might have invoked the spear, I guess. Seem to have a reactive removal heavy hand. Could also import Fading Up, right? I will discard an islands. Essence Scatter, huh? I guess I'm Fading Up now. Okay. And now, like, we prolonged the game that we can... Sorry about that. Ah, shoot. If I use my Essence Scatter, my opponent can play a Corpse Appraiser here. That would be damning. I don't like that. But yeah, we're buying a lot of time now. Flow of Knowledge is gonna take over the more time I buy. We're at 14 life. We'll take a couple more hits from this Harvester. Alright, second Harvester. That's gonna get scattered. Fading Hope. I don't want to use it now. Oh, Make Disappear is excellent. So I can go Terror, Djinn, Make Disappear. Sweet. Alright, this mono blue deck is surprisingly good, huh? Against Grixis too, at least. If you don't run into the mono black guys. I think the mono white decks, look, my opponent still has a Braid in the deck, which is just the black. Pretty much. Yeah, yeah, if you do, like the mono white deck, I think the mono white deck is just too slow. It like plays 1/1s, draws cards. It's very slow, and then you counter the important things against the mono white deck, and then you play Terror, Djinn, Flow of Knowledge, you know, and take over. Man, this is nice. Wow, did we find something to break the metagame a little bit here? Or did I just draw very, very well? I mean, we 2-0'd Grixis twice. The Djinn player just conceded against us. And Mono Black swiftly defeated me because I was a little baby and I conceded quickly. But I mean, I would have lost that one. So, okay, I like it. It wasn't too clunky, I'd say. I mean, if you draw too early, two copies early in the game, of course it's going to be a bit clunky. But overall, I really, no, like, I'm convinced. I have played before doing this video, I've played like 4 matches. And now 3 more, 4-ish. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I think I can recommend this to you guys, without feeling too worried that you might get stomped. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. What you guys, how is your mono blue list looking like? Are you playing the full 4 copies? Or are you just playing 2 copies? The counterspell suit, I guess, is also an interesting topic of debate. Slip out the back, people are playing that card. I think it just has to, it's one of the weaker cards in the deck. It's like a protection effect for your creatures, which you don't really need when you have Flow of Knowledge to find you more creatures. It's more of a different game plan, I think. Oh, it's less necessary, right? Slip out the back to protect your guys. You just draw 6-7 cards and then just play more guys, like play multiple terrors in one turn later in the game and be this sort of control deck, which is really cool. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye.